Good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time you're watching this video. My name is Mr. Felix. In this video, I'll be taking you on differentiated teaching. Okay, let's go. Introduction. At its most basic level, differentiation consists of the efforts of teachers to respond to variance among learners in the classroom. You all agree with me that in our various classes, we have children with different levels, different background, and all that. So the ability to reach out to them, to get the message across to them, is what we mean by differentiation. So let's proceed as we get a deeper understanding of what the concept is. Now, whenever a teacher reaches out to an individual or small group to vary his or her teaching in order to create the best learning experience possible, that teacher is differentiating instruction. What does this mean is that if you are in the class teaching and you know that you have high flyers, you have low flyers, you have students who are above average, who are below, and all you need to do is the ability, the concept, the strategies you employ in order to get your message across to all of them, for them to understand, to have a better understanding of what you're trying to teach for the day, is what we mean by differentiation. The ability to reach out to your students. Okay, so let's move on. Now, here it says, what is differentiated instruction? Now, let's get to understand the concept. The write-ups might be small, but I implore you not to focus on the write-ups, but listen to what? The explanation. Okay, here it says, differentiated instruction is a teaching framework that involves meeting the needs. You may underline that word, meeting the needs of every student. Did you get that? Meeting the needs of every student. You can agree with me that every student is different and every student had different needs. They need to be met in the classroom. You have all of them seated in your class. You need to attend to them one by one. They all have their individual needs. Now, how do you attend to them? That is what we mean by differentiated instruction or differentiation. The ability to be able to reach out to all of them is what we mean by differentiation. Now, differentiated instruction provides students with different avenues of learning with the goal of supporting all learners in the classroom. Please don't forget, for the fact that you're trying to reach out to them, you know that if you, for instance, you have like 15, 20 students in the class, and then you're trying to reach out to all the students. Okay. Now, there are many types of teaching strategies that can help you achieve the differentiation your student needs. Now, let's look at some of these. So, why differentiation? Look at the picture here. Look at this picture here. Now, if you look at this picture, you can agree here it says, why differentiated instruction? Now, classrooms are filled with students who are what? Classrooms are filled with students. Now, classrooms are filled with students who have different what? Who have different needs, who come from different cultural background. Okay, you can see they come from different educational background. The the schools, the environment where they are coming from differs, the family and all that, and then they also have different attention spans and interests. Some of them walk around when they learn. Some of them cannot sit at a time, for a long time. and some of them, can't even, give you that maximum attention if they are not watching something, if they are not doing something. So how do you cater for all of this? That is what differentiation is trying to help you here. Now, some of them have what? Different languages. They have different language ability. Some of them, when the best way they can express themselves for you to understand them better is by using their local dialect. Some of they might be using, speaking Hausa, or some may be speaking, different, but the ability to be able to what? To let them express how they feel, the belonging, that they belong to the class is what matters. Now, some of them have what we call different cultural background. Some of them grow up in an environment where all they know is the language they can speak best is their word, is their local dialect, the native language. Okay, so you don't you need to put all this in play when you're passing your knowledge, you're passing the information across to them. Okay, so but you have all of these people in your class, so how do you cater for them? The ability to reach out to all of them, remember, is what we mean by differentiation. Many a times we do all this in our classes, but the only thing is maybe we didn't quite understand that at that point what we're doing is what we call differentiation. So let's move on. Now, teachers can differentiate at least 4 classroom elements based on student readiness, interest, or learning profile. Now, it is good. I will try as much as possible to see how we can get all of these students, as they are moving into their new classes, we get their profile from their previous teachers, so that we can know how best to deal with them. So as they are coming into their classes, you get to see how ready they are, and what their interest is, and we also, like I said, we get their learning profile from their previous classes. Okay, now let's look at the elements here. Element number 1, the content. Now the content here, it says that is what the student needs to learn, or how the student will get access to the information. Very, very important. So you look at your content. What do you want to give them? What do you think these people need to know? And how would they get access to this information? That is what the content is trying to tell us. And then number 2, we have the process, the activities in which the student engages in order to make sense of or master the content. Now, what activities are they going to be doing in order to what? To get the information, to get the content clear. That is what the process is. That is the second element. Element number 3 says the product. Now here, the product, that's the projects that ask the student to rehearse, apply, and extend what he or she has learned in a unit. Now, how, after going through the process, can they tell you about it? Can they express themselves? Can they apply it? That is what it entails here. That is what the product is trying to let us understand. So let them do. If you have hands-on, whatever activity you have for them, let them be able to in their groups, get a leader to talk about it. How do you get to this point? You started here. Okay, this is what we started. This is how we put this together, and this is where we were. This is where we are. This is how we are able to do to get to this point. That is what these instructions is trying to what the product is trying to tell us. Then the last but not the least, very important, learning environment. That is the way the classroom works and feels. The way the classroom works and feels. Is your class accommodating? This is where the classroom management come in play. Are the children, is the classroom effective? Is the classroom conducive for them to get all these processes, to get all these elements? You as a teacher, is your classroom welcoming? Do your children feel, do they have the sense of belonging? Do they feel they are part of your class? All these very, very important. So look at this. This is just a quick, just like what I said from the beginning, adapting content toward the students' interests, their age, academic readiness, and what the language proficiency level. You see, so you need to put all this in check. The process, the individualized pairing, the individualize, the pairing, the small groups, and then the whole groups. So when you're putting them to do activities, please know that in all of their grouping, there must be a high flyer, so that the high flyer will be the one to be helping you while you attend to other groups. But make sure that you ensure you meet everybody's need. Don't say because there's a high flyer in this group, so I don't need to go there. Please go there. Go there. Ensure that you go there and develop on the idea of what the high flyers are doing. These students sometimes they learn best with their peers, so it will also help you. Then the product, videos, photos, provide all this to help them have a better understanding of your word, of the content. And then the effect is the environment safe students. Allow them to make mistakes in the course of their explanation. Yes, let them feel accepted. Then give them positive feedbacks. Okay, don't lie to them, don't hype them. Tell them the way it is, but use diplomacy. Okay, talk to them the way they will not feel rejected, the way they will not feel their effort is not being recognized and all that. Okay, so talk to them, let them make their point, and then let them tell them the better way to do it. Always be on top of your game. Okay, always and at all time be on top of your game. Now let's look at examples on content. Example of differentiating content include the following one: using reading materials at varying readability levels. Give students what you know they can do. If you're teaching year 1, don't go and bring things that a year 3 or year 4 should be doing to give to a year 1. No, give them things at their level. Okay, putting text materials on tape like what I'm doing now. You are not seeing me, okay, but you can hear my voice. You can feel, you have the feeling as though we are together, we are sitting face to face, right? You can give them things like this. Thank God technology is now in play. Let them have access to all this information. Put things for them on tape to read, to listen to. Okay, using spellings or vocabulary lists at readiness level of students. Beautiful. I've explained that already. Whatever spellings, letters, words you're giving them, please let it be at their own level. Presenting ideas through both auditory and visual means. Okay, the same thing as what I've just said. Give them what they can listen to, even though please don't just go to YouTube, download video and send it to them. You can do as much as possible to create your own video of whatever information you want to pass across to them. Please use your own voice. Let them hear you speak. Let them see you do those things. Okay, now in one of the trainings we are going to be doing, which is what the live video, the live recording video, we'll be learning how to do also. So you'll be using all this knowledge to help them, guide them on how to best understand the concept, the instructions you have for them. Then using reading bodies, and finally meeting the small groups to reteach an idea or skill for struggling learners, or to extend the thinking or skills of advanced learners. Those, like what I've said before, those high flyers in your group, please and please make sure you go back to those groups. Help those children. Ask them, okay, so person explain. How did you understand it? How did he explain? And how did you, how were you able to get to this point? Let those children explain. And at the point where you know or you feel they are not getting it right, please reteach. That is what we mean by differentiation. Go to all these groups and make sure that they have your feel. Don't let them feel that, oh, this teacher is just with this, is only this. Please go around. Don't sit down. Don't sit down in one place. Please go around. Okay. Examples on what process. Now, this one includes using tied activities, tried through which all learners work with the same important understanding and skills, but proceed with different levels of support, challenge, or complexity. Now, this is where you make sure that the high flyers, if you're asking the high flyers to elaborate, you can ask the other ones to list. As they are listing, they will be telling you little if the explanation is not as elaborate as it should be, but because of their level, please accept them and also throw more light. Provide interest centers that encourage students to explore subset of the class topic of particular interest to them. This is where in their group you make sure you group those ones. As you're grouping them, the topic, like I've said before, the if they are giving you the explanation, if the explanation is not as deep as what you think it should be, but the high flyers, definitely they will know that, oh, this is what our teacher is expecting of us. Okay, let them pick interest in what they do. It all matters. Okay. Now, on process, developing personal agendas, that is your task list written by the teacher, and containing both in common work for the whole class and work that addresses individual needs of learners to be completed either during specified agenda time or as students complete other work daily. Definitely, they will not be finishing their work at the same time. Please don't keep them, and whatever you're giving them, please make sure you're working within your time limit. Time is very, very important. Don't give them something that will take a whole day. Please give them things that you know they can do. If it's 40 minutes lesson, give them things that has to do with it. Don't give them too much instruction, too much content. Give them a content that is within that limit. When you give students too much information, they get confused. Okay, so whatever you're doing, if they are not able to finish, you can have breaks in between. Those ones that are done, okay, you can go for your breakfast. Those ones that they are not done, once they play small, you bring them back to continue their work. Offering manipulatives or other hands-on support for students who need them. Brilliant. You can offer those ones that they need support. Please, you can give them certain things, hands-on activities that can help them do all these things. Then varying the length of time a student may take to complete a task in order to provide additional support for a struggling learner or to encourage an advanced learner to pursue a topic in greater depth. Beautiful. I've explained this also. This is where the time come in play. Please, teachers, do not give students too much information. That is just the short message I wanted to get from this. Okay, now on product. Give students options of how to express required learning. Don't say because this person is giving me explanation one, they must not give you exactly what each they are. That is what it is differentiated. The basic thing you need to know in the definition, if you are defining soil is the topmost layer of the earth's surface. Once a child is able to mention topmost layer, he must not give you the in-depth explanation on soil, because if Mr. A is giving you in-depth, Mr. B cannot give you that exact, but the content is what you are expecting. Okay, using rubrics that match and extend students' various skills level. When you're marking them, the way you mark Mr. A should not be the same way you mark Mr. B, because their strength is not the same. For the fact that they are in the same class, please don't judge them the same. I know many of you be wondering, okay, if we are judging students who are writing WAEC, should we do? Because even in WAEC, if you're writing WAEC, there are specified areas where students who have impairment, that is maybe listening or seeing, ability to see, especially in practicals. So all those, there are provisions for all those students. So you just for you to state that, okay, this student is having social challenge and all that, so that those external people can as well mark. So talk more of we internal teachers. Please, if you're marking your students, encourage them. Don't say because you are, look at your handwriting, look at your spelling. Please and please carry them along, help them, and also ensure you bring them, encourage them positively, please. Allowing students to work alone or in small groups on their work, on their products. If students are giving you, they are doing their activities, they are applying their activity, please, for those of them that wants to work alone, please allow them, let them have a fee, because if you force them to be in groups, they might not give you the best. So allow them, encourage students to create their own product assignment as long as the assignments contain required element. Please and please encourage them, it's very important. Let them say things. If they can give you more than the explanation, please allow them to go extra miles. Okay, now on environment, here you look at the place to work quietly and without distraction. Environment here is implying that you make sure that the class is conducive. Invite students collaboration. Let them have a flexible way of sitting, an arrangement where they can turn and talk to each other. Environment where as they are turning, they are learning. As they are facing each other, they are collaborating, they are talking, they are sharing ideas. Okay, providing material that reflect a variety of cultures and home settings. Okay, as you're talking to them, please let them also be seeing certain things, materials that talk about certain things in a positive way. Okay, in classes they learn a lot, at home they learn a lot. So inculcate all of this together. As they are in class, let them feel as though they are also at home. As they are at home, they'll also be seeing the reflection of what, of the classroom in their homes. Okay, so provide all these things. Okay, and then still on environment, setting out clear guidelines for independent work that matches individual needs. Beautiful. Make sure you set them, you create guidelines, rules for them to work. Develop routines that allow students to get help when teachers are busy with other students and cannot help them immediately. Awesome. That is where you need to use your word, your strikers in the class. Let students know why these people have to, need to go around. Let them understand that, okay, these people will be, I will need these people to help me in the explanation why I'm attending to this group. I'll get back to this, why they are helping me and all that. Helping students understand that some learners need to move around to learn, while others do better sitting quietly. Beautiful. It's very, very important. Let them have the understanding of all these things. Now, in conclusion, I said this article expresses how important it is to develop ways to meet our students' social and academic needs through differentiation. Thank you. Please, this is not limited. You have the ability to what? You have the ability to elaborate more on these topics. If there is any point you have, the way you explain is better than what has been explained, please and please feel free to call us as a group to discuss it.